Hi guys, so today I want to share a very easy meal that I love cooking for the family. It is sweet though, so if you're not a fan of sweet meals, this one probably isn't going to be for you. But we really love this meal, and it's, like I said, super easy, super quick, and I call it a cheat meal because, well, you'll see why. First, what you'll need is a 1.5 pounds of chicken. I like to get the tenders because it's easier to cut up in small chunks. And a quick apologies, my nails are terrible. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot of housework and painting, and they have been neglected terribly. With the tenders, you're going to want to cut them into blah blah blah. I can't talk today. You're gonna want to cut them into bite-sized pieces. I like to cut them lengthwise and then chop them horizontally. You'll also want a bowl to put them in after you're done chopping them up. Why it's called a cheat meal, because I'm cheating and I'm using a pre-made sauce. This is the Mandarin chicken sauce by Panda Express, I guess. I've never actually eaten at a Panda Express, but I heard that this sauce is pretty good, so I went and purchased it. So taking that Mandarin sauce, you're going to pour, I would say probably about half of it over your chicken chunks, I guess is what they are right now, and just kind of cover them and completely coat them. Taking a fork, you want to stir in the chicken chunks into the sauce just to make sure that every single chunk is coated and flavored. And then cover the bowl and put it in your refrigerator while you prepare everything else. This gives it a chance to marinate for a little bit, and also by putting it in the refrigerator, you don't have any fear of the chicken going bad. And here comes OCD Kelly. After handling any type of raw meat, I always wipe down my counters or the area that I was handling it with Clorox wipes. Next, it's time to get your rice started. I love my rice cooker. I don't know what I would do without it. I guess I could just use a pot and water or stove, which sometimes I do, but I love my rice cooker. So taking my jasmine rice, I am going to do 3 cups of rice, which makes a ton of rice, guys. So if you have a small family, I would suggest doing 1 or 2 cups max. Even for the size of my family, we could get away with 2 cups, but I am doing 3 cups because I want some of the rice for tomorrow's meal to make fried rice, but that's neither here nor there. If you don't have a rice cooker, have no fear. You can make rice the good old-fashioned way on top of the stove with a pot of water. I have done that numerous times when I didn't feel like bringing out the rice cooker, but just for me, I prefer the rice cooker because I can just set it and walk away. Right now is a good time to start your rice because that way it will be done at the same time as when your chicken is done. One of the most important things to do before you cook your rice, which I'm surprised a lot more people do not know, mainly men. I'm not stereotyping men, but many men in my life did not realize that they needed to do this before they cook their rice. You need to rinse your rice. See all that murky water? That is just stuff that is left over from after it's been made in whatever factory it's been made in. So it's really good to whisk it around a couple of times until the water becomes mostly clear or all clear for you OCD people like me. Next, add your water to your either pot of water on the stove, or if you have a rice cooker like me, to your rice. And then place the pot back into the rice cooker, close the lid, and push the button. For vegetables, I'm going to use a yellow pepper, a red pepper, and then also an onion. You can use whatever onion you'd like. This is just a white onion because I have children eating, so I'm not going to use something spicy like a red onion because that would be way too much. And then after you wash all of your vegetables, you are going to take a sharp knife and just chop up all your vegetables and dice them up as small or as large as you want. I tend to do smaller bite-sized pieces just because I do have a 3-year-old who is eating this meal and it makes it easier, and also an 18-month-old. So the smaller I make the pieces, the easier it is for them to eat. You can also add as many vegetables as you'd like, or maybe not use peppers if you want. This is just the way that my family likes this dish. Next, put your chicken and the sauce into either a deep dish, or I'm using a wok just because it's easier, and start to cook it. Once your chicken starts to get a little bit white on the outsides, add your onion to the wok or dish and then start cooking those as well. I like to add my onion before I add any of the peppers just because the peppers cook faster than the onions and we kind of like our peppers a little bit crispy. After your onions look a little bit cooked, but of course not all the way, you'll want to wait about like 1 or 2 minutes. Then go ahead and take your peppers or whatever other vegetables you're using and add those to the mix. Grabbing your leftover Mandarin sauce, you're going to want to add more sauce to the wok or pan that you're using and just kind of spread it all around, and you'll just continue adding a little bit more of the sauce to your dish as you go along cooking until the whole bottle is gone. Continue moving all of the goodies around in your wok until they are cooked thoroughly. I like to break open a few pieces of the chicken just to make sure that the chicken has been cooked through. I always have a tendency to be paranoid about my meats turning out well done or not well done, but you know, cooked all the way through. I'm just super paranoid about that stuff. I don't know why. But a good way of checking, like I said, is to just break open a few pieces of that chicken and make sure that it's not pink. You'll want to continue doing that until you think it's done, and then you'll set your heat to low and cover that baby up until your rice is done. According to my rice cooker, it is now on the yellow light, so that means the rice is done, and that is what it looks like. So easy. And voila, you are done. You dish up your rice and then add the toppings on top. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick cheat meal that was super easy and super inexpensive, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye!